Live from Minnesota, it's Jordan and Matt. Hi. Okay, maybe it's just me. It's not Matt. Matt's still in Ohio, but Jordan's in Minnesota. Welcome to, don't interrupt me, Matt. Welcome to another segment of Research is Life. You see what I did there, Matt?
Yeah, you changed the title of the channel with the series title, and just here's what you do. You say, welcome to Story is Life. This is the research series. Let's do some research.
Okay.
Yay!
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Jordan.
So, Matt,
hey.
I'm excited to I'm excited to dive right in.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah. What are we talking about today, Jordan? And why do you look so snazzy?
Cause I'm on YouTube's most popular channel right now. Okay.
Okay.
So this research segment was discussed between Matt and I, and I'll be honest, Matt, I do not know much about this subject. Well, until I started researching.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did look up chai tea by accident because I didn't know how to spell our topic for today. And our topic for today is?
It is Chia Pets.
Chia Pets.
Chia.
Chia. Chia Pets. So I looked up a lot of random stuff. So Matt, I want you to tell us a little bit about the history of Chia Pets, where it was founded, who did it, what is it, and I'm going to give you some most random rabbit holes, some of the most random rabbit holes I went down based on this topic. So,
fantastic.
But to stay on topic, I want you to give us. Let's start with the history of it, and then we'll jump into some randomness.
Absolutely, and I thought this topic was interesting because I've seen the commercials ever since I was a child, and I always thought it was a ridiculous thing. And the fact that I literally saw a commercial for this 2 weeks ago, and I didn't even realize they still existed. So I was like,
they're still popular?
Yes, they still make them, and they're still selling them. So Chia Pets have been around in America since 1977. But they were marketed, they got big in America in 1977 by a dude named Joe Pedott, or Pettit. It's P-E-D-O-T-T, however you want to say that. I'm sure Joe wouldn't mind. So
two T's.
He actually discovered these Chia Pets in some store. He was going and talking, had gone to this shop and was just like, hey, what's your big seller? And this guy was like, well, you know what? Every year I always sell out of these Chia Pets. And he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And the dude was like, yeah, these come from Mexico. So he was like, well, I got to go check this out. Yeah, I got to go check this out. So he goes, so he goes down to Mexico and finds this company, finds out that this guy wasn't making any money, and that's because the middleman was cheating him out of his profits and sort of playing around with the numbers.
Cheating him out.
Cheating.
Cheating him. Cheating.
So
it's never a good thing. Go.
So Joe basically takes over and says, I'm bringing this to America. He and his marketing company come up with the slogan, which, by the way, was because the guy who pitched it just wanted to pretend like he was stuttering, like Chia Pet. And
Ralph's a funny guy. Ralph, you're hilarious.
Yeah,
good job.
Always taking.
You guys, look at me.
I'd like
Matt,
to imagine.
How many times do you...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Matt, how many times do you think he stuttered for ideas? So many ideas before the Chia Pets, where he just stuttered them. He was just like, peanut butter.
He was like,
guys, anyone?
Bubble gum.
Bubble gum. Carton of milk. No, it never worked until that moment. How many times? He must have stuttered multiple times. He was
2%.
So that makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, was this a normal thing? He says, okay, we're taking over to Ralph. Ralph, what do you got? Well, guys, you know me and stuttering.
Well, and that's the thing is, they said stuttering, but I'd like to think that, for benefit of the doubt, and Jordan's gone. That is it. The episode, he left. I'm going to wait for him.
We're live. We're back on. Hello? Sorry.
Hey, welcome back, Jordan. This is Story is Life, the research series with me
Oh,
and you. You're actually,
am I one of your? Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed right now.
okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I don't care what just
Yeah,
happened.
me
So,
either.
so
Me
I'd
either.
like to think that the Chia stuttering was actually off of, since it was coming from Mexico, was more like cha cha cha. It was, and it wasn't that he was being like a jerk and being like, I'm gonna stutter because that's cool. But
Disabled.
regardless, this guy Joe, he heard the stuttering slogan "ch ch ch chia," and he was like, "Boom, that's it, right?" So they start marketing this thing, and it blows up in America. I mean,
Cha
people
cha.
love it, and I ended up finding out that this guy is the same. He's got the same company that did the clapper, right? Do you remember seeing those?
Oh,
Clap on,
yes,
clap
yes.
off,
Which
right?
Matt?
Just kind of like,
Which when I read that, when I did some research, I was like, the clapper. Do you know how many movies the clapper is like referenced in, and it's hilarious?
because it's a joke. It's one of those things where it's like, this is absurd, but you know people bought it. I mean, that
Oh
was
yeah.
one of those things where it's like people buy these, and I don't get it. So basically, Chia, they only released them during Christmas time, and I think they might actually have them on sale now all year round. But for
Yeah.
many years, I know it was just only a Christmas thing. And basically, as of 2007, they were selling approximately 500,000 Chia Pets annually, and those were only during the holidays. So basically, you're 500,000 in sales on these Chia Pets. Which, by the way, Chia Pets, if you don't know what they are, you can go
Yeah,
look them up.
we've
But they're,
gotten how far into our
I
segment
know,
here,
right? We haven't
and
even
we
talked
haven't
about them.
even.
I was so
This is
excited.
embarrassing.
Chia Pets are considered American terracotta figurines that are
Yeah.
used to sprout chia, which is we can get into
Luscious
that. It's basically
mint.
it's a plant. I mean, it's a plant,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, 500,000, right, annually, and they only sold them during the holidays. I just thought it
Now,
was absolutely bizarre, and that
that is
was,
bizarre, Matt. And I have to say, I felt it was such a novelty thing. It was one of those things that were like, oh, this is like Beanie Babies. This will be a thing for probably 5 years, and then everybody will forget about it and it'll die down.
yeah.
It doesn't.
Didn't, and you know what? And this is, I mean, you gotta, if you haven't seen these pictures, they're incredibly disturbing. But as of 2016, for the election, they released political Chia Pets. So there, you could get your Chia Pet, you could get your Donald Chia Pet. They already had a Barack Chia Pet. You could get your
Yep.
Bernie Sanders Chia Pet. I mean,
Yep.
can you think of Bernie Chia Pet like?
No, no, Matt. So one of the comments on the actual website says, and I quote, "Chia freedom of choice. No debates. Grow the candidate of your choice and give one to a friend, or elect to grow off. For easy to do, find a grill. Includes packets of." Okay, I might have typoed some of this, but but I love the no debates. Grow the candidate of your choice. Chia freedom of choice.
That I love it. Like that's you can just tell that they're having a blast marketing these things because
yeah.
they know they're ridiculous. But here's the
Yes.
deal. They're still selling. They're still a thing. And I was just shocked and I was trying to understand why. And it's just like you said, sort of the whole deal with the Beanie Babies, but somebody had basically mentioned that it's kind of to fill that gap of pets. I mean, everyone's looking for these things of like what can be a pet to fill that sort of like hole in someone's life, but not demand all the responsibility and all the other stuff that comes with it. So they even reference like Tamagotchis, or even going back, which I think this might have been 60s or 70s, the Pet Rock, which was, blew up. And it took no maintenance whatsoever. You didn't do anything.
What cartoon was it? What cartoon was it that had the pet rock? Was it Ed, Ed and Eddie, or I can't remember which cartoon had like a pet rock?
And that was like part of the whole like
That was
plot,
part of,
or
like,
like
yeah.
one of the characters was like a
Well,
pet rock.
It was SpongeBob's snail pet, right? He had a
Okay.
little snail pet. All he said was it was Gary. It was Gary. His name was Gary. And he just
I
did
never actually
meow.
watched SpongeBob.
Okay, I will not. I will not entertain.
Because I guess I'm uncultured or something. I don't know.
Yes,
Is that one of those
you're
things?
uncultured and you're disappointing. But anyway, one of the characters in SpongeBob SquarePants was a little pet named Gary for SpongeBob. All he said was meow. All he said was meow. But it was just that. That was hilarious. That was the joke.
Yeah.
Which you brought up some very interesting stuff that I have to go into.
Yeah.
So the Chia Pet is very similar in my mind to Bonsai Trees. You're familiar with Bonsai Tree, right?
Yes, but which is Japanese or,
Yes.
or Chinese? I mean, it's Asian inspired, whereas Chia was coming out of Mexico. That's so crazy. I know, but I agree with you because I definitely, when I saw the Chia Pets, I always thought like that's the first thing I thought was Bonsai Trees.
Well, but that's just it. So it's this idea that Bonsai Tree and the Chia Pet have this idea of it gave people purpose. It gives someone like, oh, I have life in my hands.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, it's something that you get to watch and take care of each day. Like be a part of it.
Be a part of it and maintain it and be friends with it, basically. And that's what I started looking up all these cool bonsai trees. I want one now. I want a Chia Pet and a bonsai tree.
Take care of your Chia Pet.
Take care of plants? Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to... I want a Bernie Chia.
You and your Bernie. Did you see the Donald Trump Chia?
Yeah, it was horrifying.
It was horrific.
I mean,
how can you imagine walking into that room and seeing that?
Yeah, real life Donald Trump is disturbing on the eyes already. Yes, but turn it into a Chia?
Chia, no debates, okay? Elect the candidate of your Chia choice.
Oh my goodness.
There was other ones. There was Walking Dead zombie Chia Pets too that I looked up. There's just a bunch of like, there's such a broad market. I mean, you got so many characters you could make Chia Pets out of, and I thought it was just absolutely brilliant. But I want to get into, Matt.
Yes.
I want to get into the actual Chia plant.
Yes.
For a second, okay?
Which, by the way, all of this, we don't want anybody to get this confused with chromatin interaction analysis by paired end tag sequencing. I know some of you out there might be thinking, when I think Chia Pet, I'm thinking chromatin interaction analysis or paired end tag sequencing. And I just want to stop you right there. We're not going to talk about that today.
Sorry. You can find a link in the description below.
Yeah.
That will take you to... No, you won't even.
No, I'm not even going to put it there. You just clicked on the wrong video, and I want you to just take a moment and think about what you did and just move on. Let's all move on together.
Matt, the analytics are going to show like the drop-off point is right now. Like hundreds of views are just people are stopping the video right now.
Nobody's talking about Chia Pet, and I thought this was going to just stimulate my mind.
So not to get confused with that, let's talk about the Chia plant and the Chia seed.
Yes.
So I was looking up some very interesting things about the Chia seed itself. There are a lot of benefits from the actual Chia seed. Now, a lot of the questions that I thought were kind of funny were, does the Chia, like, can you eat the Chia plant? Can the seeds, it says can be added to porridges, puddings, juice drinks, teas, and smoothies.
Smoothies too?
Yes, the seeds turn gelatinous when they come in contact with water.
What?
So apparently it's a thing, right?
Okay.
Chia is grown and consumed commercially in its native Mexico. We already discussed that.
Yes.
But
as well as I think there were a couple other like South America. I mean, it's more of that South American. Like I think you had mentioned like Guatemala, Mexico,
Bolivia, Argentina.
Argentina. Yes. Yeah. That's like they use it a ton.
They use it a ton, but some of the benefits I found. So chia seeds deliver massive amounts of nutrients with very few calories. Chia seeds are loaded with antioxidants, high-end quality protein, omega-3 fatty acids.
Which is huge. That's very important. That's very important.
But this was also a website about like dieting, and I think these people are very biased to chia
After
chia
each
seeds.
paragraph, it's like, buy your own personal bag of Chia Pets. I'm
exactly.
Like, did you know it also did this? Buy your own. Not Chia Pets, Chia Seeds.
If your Chia Pet is dying, eat it.
Well, that's so are we, can we both agree that we both, like, the understanding is that Chia Pets are only for a novelty and a household sort of plant and not for eating? Because I think you only eat the seeds, right? Once the plant grows, you don't do anything with it.
Okay, no, and this is where I'm gonna have to disagree with you. So the actual flowering plant, and this is, hey, oh man, I'm about to sound so smart.
I hope
and
so.
That's so unlike me, because when I disagree with Matt, I want everybody who's watching to understand. When I disagree with Matt,
Yeah.
I'm normally sounding like a complete idiot.
No.
And he ends up being like, yeah, all right, Jordan, that's fine. Don't be like that, Matt. I can see the face. I can see the face you're making right now. People don't fall prey to that face. No, so the flowering plant is actually part of the mint family.
Okay.
Not that it tastes minty. I don't want people going around eating their Chia Pet.
I'm gonna try it.
and
I'm gonna
stuff.
try it.
Okay, you should. You should.
I'm gonna do
just
it.
to say you ate a Chia Pet. But it's part of the mint family, and Matt, it's actually used in certain salads in South America. The flowering part is used, and along with the seeds, to create a protein omega fatty 3 salad.
So, have you eaten I don't know if I've knowingly eaten chia seeds. I don't.
I may have been taken advantage of in a restaurant. Someone forcing chia seeds.
Where they just were kind of sprinkling it on a garnish on a salad or something, and you're like, oh, I don't know what this is. It's just a seed.
Eat it. You don't talk about it. It's like the parsley that you get with your burger that everybody puts off to the side.
Never talk about the garnishes.
Yeah,
right?
all those garnishes. Yeah. I don't know. I also don't think that chia seeds are universally obtainable. So I don't think they would just be thrown in a salad as a garnish. In my research,
maybe.
It goes back to the Aztecs, where they were the first ones to interact with the chia seeds. And then it just predominantly stayed around in South America, and it was used for various types of culinary, recipes and stuff.
But they use it quite frequently, though. I mean, it seemed like just from briefly what I had seen listed on the chia that it's used in quite a few things.
Really?
I don't know. That's what it seemed like. It was very popular. I mean, I even saw that, and I don't know if this is the actual plant itself. I didn't go into detail about this because it just was a short line where it said where they actually used it in structures for roofs, or roofing.
Roofs. We call them roofs up here in Minnesota.
A roof. Roofs.
Roofs.
Roof.
Yes.
Roofing.
Used for roofs.
Roofs.
Used for chia roofing. God.
Got one of them chia roofs. Roofs. Chia roofs.
What sound does a Chia Pet dog make? Roof.
Roof.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You were saying used for roofs?
Yeah. Just some building, right? So that it was a material put into other building materials, which I thought was absurd considering
it sounds absurd.
It has so many dietary sort of benefits to it, and it's used in a range of just growing for fun, eating for health, and then potentially maybe even used in a roof.
In a roof. Which, okay, Matt, now that we've discussed the seeds, first of all, I just want to say chia actually stands for oily. That's how it translates, is an oily, so it's an oily type of seed.
Interesting.
That's a little factoid there. But I want to get into something else very interesting, okay? So we talked about the chia seed.
Yeah.
We talked about the chia pet. We
Absolutely.
talked about the chia plant.
Yes.
I want to talk about the PDOT gentleman that you mentioned who created the clapper.
My man,
right?
Joe, yeah.
Your man Joe. He also, very interesting enough, created some other novelty items that you might be familiar with, and those watching might be familiar with, and it might actually be in your house right now without you knowing. Matt, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
The UV glove.
What?
Yes.
No.
He created
Are you kidding me? I love the UV glove.
Joking. I know, and you have one. I think you have one, right?
I do. Well, yeah, I've got one. I wish I had two.
Yeah, both hands. Non-slip silicone grip. The UV glove withstands extreme heat up to 540 degrees. I was scared to death of it when I used it at your house. I think I used it that one time when I was like, is this thing gonna... It feels like a glove, like a normal glove.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Way it could protect me from this sheet
worked,
of cookies
didn't
that
it?
were... But it worked. It's part Kevlar, dude. Did you know it was part Kevlar?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know this stuff either. So anyway, that's one thing. Okay, you ready for this?
Fantastic.
This is very interesting. The other one it's discontinued right now. I don't know anything about it. Did some research called the Mandals.
That sounds strange and potentially awkward. What are okay.
Okay, get ready for this. They are candles for men.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense now.
So some flavors of Mandals would be the carnivore, Mr. Moneybags, happy camper, stoner, old geezer, dirtbag, Mr. Mom.
Oh my goodness. Are these
Mountain,
okay?
yeah.
Are these a joke or are these like actually like intended? Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the question, Matt.
I'm
and I
confused.
didn't do enough research to really. I would love to talk to the person who came up with this. Now it was discontinued. Why?
I could come
I
up with a
think
couple reasons, maybe.
Couple
but
reasons why, but just think about it, Matt. This guy's a novelty guy.
He
If
is.
it was a joke, Mandals was a joke. This is a hot seller.
Yeah, who cares?
This is
like
this is a great idea.
It's perfect.
Dude, I'm gonna light up a country bumpkin. I'm gonna light up myself a ladies' man.
Yeah.
I wonder what that smells like.
I don't even know. That's the thing is who's actually
even
doing
know.
the research to pick out these scents? The fact, and then what is that job position called? The guy who developed scents for Mandals, right?
Oh.
Like,
Smell this. Doesn't it smell like a ladies' man? Yeah, you know it actually does.
would you say this is more
Surfer dude,
more rustic or romantic?
but somewhat douchey. You know, like you have a little bit of a douchey scent to it. I don't know, corn, like corn chips. Anyway, so I did that research, and I was just looking over this guy. He's created some things that worked really well.
Yeah.
The Chia Pet and the Of Glove, and then there were other things that just didn't do so well, like the Mandal.
The Mandal, and to be honest, I don't really know how well the clapper did. I mean, because like we said, it was such a joke. I think I don't know. I haven't seen commercials for that past the '90s. So
No. And the clapper will remain cemented in the '90s joke lore. Okay.
Yes.
There's one thing that I grew up and
go ahead, say it. You just reminded me of something.
Hold
Go
that
ahead.
thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought, though. My favorite thing about the clapper, when I first saw it, I immediately thought of What About Bob? And I think most of you who grew up in the 90s, maybe 80s, know about this movie. Best part of the movie, well, one of the best parts, all of it's hilarious. But he says, and I quote, it's a scene where the doctor, the psychiatrist, keeps getting called by this guy, Bob, when he's on his vacation. He's on his vacation, and Bob keeps calling him with all these troubles and problems. And he says, Bob, leave me alone. I'm on vacation. Go to another doctor. So Bob calls in the middle of the night. The guy's in his lake house, right?
Yeah.
He calls, and he finally says, he's like, Bob, leave me alone. He gets another call. Well, actually, the original call gets called. It says that Bob died. He committed suicide. Okay? So he tells his wife who's laying next to him, and she's like, oh, that's terrible. He died. He committed suicide. And then Dr. Marvin says something along the lines of, well, let's not let that ruin our vacation. And he claps, and the lights go out, and it's like comedic genius. Let's not let that ruin our vacation. And then the lights go.
Because his character, as somebody who would have purchased, like, it just says so much about like who he is and how it's such a perfect. Oh, there's that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, you have to see it. You
have to see it.
It's so good.
The clapper is sadly, it's not as perfect as you think it is, man. I know you think it's perfect. It can be triggered by other noises such as coffee sounds, a dog barking, and I'm quoting here, a dog barking, a cabinet door being closed, laughter, yelling, banging, knocking on the door or wall, other shirt sounds.
Couldn't they
or
just say
noises.
all sounds, all other sounds? Anything that makes noise is potentially going to affect the clapper. Oh
Can
my
you imagine
goodness.
how scary it would be? Your just snore wakes, your snore like turns on the light, and you're just like, who's here? Is somebody?
What is this? What is this? Okay, so the one thing I wanted to bring up that you reminded me of. I reminded you. Okay, yep. Which I thought this was really interesting, and it was basically that the chia, although it actually says this is how it read, was that the chia is so much part of an American consumer lore that it was actually chosen to be included in New York Times time capsule to be opened the year 3000, along with a Purple Heart medal, a can of Spam, and a Betty Crocker cookbook. So the Chia Pet and the marketing phrase Chia, because it's so ingrained in many people that saw it. I mean, like, even if you don't think of it, if you hear it, you're like, yep, I know.
Yep.
That's such a part of American lore, the consumer lore, that it actually ended up in a time capsule by New York Times. New York Times.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get that information. I'm blown away right now. I'm thinking to myself, what would we add in a time capsule? I'm serious though, like a Chia Pet? I guess I just grew up on a different side of town. I didn't get the Chia Pet thing, but Betty Crocker definitely.
Yeah.
Spam,
Makes
yes.
it a Purple Heart medal. I mean, but this is the range of what got put into the time capsule. Now, I don't know what else got put in there, but they were just picking out, kind of I think the most ridiculous examples to pair it up with the fact that Chia got put in there, and that's shocking. It's shocking to me.
Which can you imagine 3,000 years away from now, people opening that up thinking they're going to find gold, right? And they find this can of spam, which we're not proud of.
Yeah.
Okay. A Purple Heart, which dictates someone got hurt or died.
But they might think is valuable. That might be the only thing they think is like, oh, okay.
And then a terracotta picture of Donald Trump.
Yes,
with brown strands of twigs coming out of these holes.
I wish it was. I'm pretty sure this was sealed up maybe before the
Obama then.
the memorable Donald and Bernie Chia Pets
and Hillary. Oh my goodness! You know what I'm getting for you for your birthday?
Oh man!
Right?
Yes.
I'm getting you a bonsai tree.
Oh, what? What? Plot twist.
Plot twist. You didn't expect that.
So, I know that this was kind of a bizarre topic because it's, to be honest, when you think about Chia Pet, and you might never think about Chia Pet, but for me, it was something that was like, why do people love this? And the mere fact that we found that it is so popular that even up to 2016, they're selling potentially, I mean, that number of 500,000 might have dropped down to like 250,000, maybe 300,000. But there's a good chance it's still at 500,000, and that's absurd. In the world of sales for a national or bigger company, that might not be huge, but when you just imagine how cheap it would be to make a Chia Pet and then sell it, and the profits, it's just, so this is a huge part of, obviously, what we found out, American consumer lore, and I think everybody should go out and get a Chia Pet and watch it grow. Well, it's like magic, guys. Have you seen the commercial? It's like magic.
It's like magic. Now I want one. Like now I feel like I should be a part of this lore.
Or I at least need to eat a chia seed. I mean, come on.
My goodness. Okay, guys. Our little bonus feature episode will be us eating the stuff we research. And seeing if it causes cancer.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Which actually chia seeds are supposed to help with preventing diabetes.
Interesting.
That was also on the dietary website.
Man,
it's very
these
biased.
are just...
I wouldn't. I also wouldn't trust it in a medical.
It's maybe not the best. We'll just.
Someone's trying to. It might be PDOT himself trying to get on the forums.
He's
saying,
writing all these articles on dietitian.com. It's just kind of like you just submit your own stuff.
Under pseudonyms. He's just like, oh, hello, my name is Dr. Whoop and chia seeds are good, aren't they?
I'm Dr. Seedle.
Dr. Chia Chang. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
that's enough of that. Do you want me to close this out? Do you want me to say goodbye?
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Well, I wanted to ask you, Matt. What was your takeaway for this research period? So the amount of research you gathered, what was the one thing that kind of blew your mind and you found to be very interesting in your research?
I wouldn't say blow my mind completely, but I think it put my mind at ease that thinking about Chia Pets like stuff like Tamagotchis and the pet rock really kind of put this whole topic in sort of just context to me as like why people would actually purchase these and sort of what might drive you to. I don't know. That was my big question was like I could not believe that they still existed in 2016. And so why were people buying these? But that makes complete sense to me now. And I just, for whatever reason, even though it's called a Chia Pet, I'd never thought about it as like that. Actually, people would want that. It's a product people want to take part in like a pet. They just don't want to take the responsibility and be a person that actually buys a real live animal.
Has a responsibility.
Yeah.
But you bring up a good point, and I think that's my biggest takeaway of this is that you come up with something at a specific point in time, and it will. Some of it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. Like Beanie Babies clicked when those came out. That was a thing.
Yeah.
There's stuffed little Beanie Baby dolls things or whatever. Polly Pocket, Legos.
Yeah.
Like these are things that just clicked, and it was perfect timing, perfect marketing, and that's what inspired me and just blew my mind was just something like this. Mm-hmm. It's grass growing out of a terracotta figurine. It's like, wow, this is a thing, and people get it, and they talk about it still. So.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. I love research.
So
I love
good.
it.
It's so good. Research, it'll take you places. It'll teach you kind of strange and weird things. And
weird things about hearts and weird things about chia plants and chai tea.
Yeah.
And cancer research. Why do you keep bringing up cancer, Matt?
I don't know. I don't know what your problem is. Okay, guys, if you have any other suggestions to topics, we are always open. But otherwise, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button.
Please.
We'd love for you to subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram and Facebook as well. And we're just going to keep pumping out these videos and doing the research so you don't have to. We'll see you guys next time.